You look 40. How old are you? Really? I look 40? Thanks, man. I'm actually 55. Pretty handsome for a 55-year-old though. Now, I wish I knew about this when I was in college, because this is about the top 10 jobs that pay a ton of money that even your immigrant parents would be proud to brag about. Where my Asians at? You know what I'm talking about. But these jobs, of course, pay a ton and require no college degrees because, let's face it, college degrees aren't exactly what they used to be. But these jobs will still require some on-the-job training, some certification, maybe licenses, but doing this is still way quicker, cheaper, and easier to do than going through years and years of college. Now, my early 20s were some of the most stressful times in my life because I come from immigrant parents, and that means I have to succeed and take the safe route, right? And in order to do that, you have to go to college, and then you have to get a degree, which I totally failed because I only went for 1 year. I was on a scholarship, everything was paid for, but I wasn't able to keep my grades up, lost my scholarship, dropped out of college, and as an immigrant, you guys know, as an only child as well, you're a failure. You are done. Just toss the baby out with the bathwater. Get rid of it. But despite all of that, I was still able to save and invest my way to have a net worth of around $300,000. This is my Robinhood portfolio. It's about $200,000, but considering my circumstances, I'm pretty happy with that. But if I could do it, you guys can do it too. So the following jobs are the top 10 that pay $75,000 a year or more with no college degrees, which, as you guys know, $75,000 a year is about the threshold with which earning more money is not gonna make you any happier, according to research. You know how I know? Because
when I get up in the morning, I ask myself, do you want to be depressed today or do you want to live happy? And I choose to live happy. Understand, if you're going to be happy, you have to be happy on purpose. Happiness is not going to fall on you. We're not going to wake up every morning and think, oh wow, I want to be happy today. No, some mornings we're going to wake up and think, nobody better get in my way. I don't feel like going to work. I don't feel like cleaning the house. I don't feel like driving in this traffic. Some mornings we wake up grouchy. And if we get in agreement with those thoughts and we start dwelling on how we feel and what we don't have and all of our problems, we may not realize it, but we're choosing to have a lousy day. That's paving the way for defeat, discouragement, mediocrity.
I'm sorry, all of my videos have pretty dumb intros, but I want to ask you, what's the one thing that we all have a relatively equal amount of? Time, right? I want you to use your time to invest it into yourself because the money will follow far more than any stock recommendation I could ever give you. And I wanted to make this video to show you that while you're in your 20s, you should grind it out, use those EXP points that you earned to boost your education and skill tree points. It's never too late to pivot direction, to change your career, to increase your earnings potential. And if you're young and you're watching this, maybe you're in college right now, then I want to ask you to please consider not going into $100,000 worth of debt, getting a liberal arts degree. Just please don't do it. Just don't do it. Media and communication equipment workers with a median annual wage of $79,580. That is roughly $39 per hour. For those of you wondering, with a projected job growth rate of 8% per year through 2026. Now, true story, in 2015, I was the lead cardistry consultant for the Now You See Me films. What's a cardistry consultant, you ask? You didn't ask, I just wanted to show off. But I taught the cast how to do that. I'm about to tie everything together, but also I just wanted to show off. Fun fact, remember that card where they throw in the white lab and it's like the supercomputer chip responsible for hacking the world? Yeah, this is the card that was used in the movie. This is the hero card that they toss around with the microchip. So anyway, I got to talk to a lot of these guys on set, and these people exist all over the world in the film industries, and I didn't know this, but there are people that are just, whose sole job it is to focus the lens of the camera. There are other people whose sole job it is to just mount the lenses on and off the camera, or to just operate the lights. And outside of Hollywood or the film industry, these guys are still in demand, and they maintain audio and video equipment systems in homes and businesses, and they are still in demand everywhere. This job is a really interesting career choice, and it takes you all over the world potentially. Number 9, power plant operators. $79,610 median income with no degree for being a power plant operator. What's a power plant? A power plant is something that generates electricity, and these guys maintain and distribute the electricity amongst all the generators, and they also control the flow and the voltage of electricity to meet consumer demand depending on the time of day. So I thought, TIL, that this was an automatic process, but it's actually very much a manual process, and you can bet some of these guys work for the companies whose stock I own a little bit of, such as Northwestern Corporation, Southern Company, Centerpoint Energy, and a few others in the Robinhood app. No college degree necessary, but you do need some experience and on-the-job training. And number 8, elevator peeps. These are people who elevate your spirits when you're feeling lonely. They cheer you up when you're feeling down and sad. Who knew that this was a job, right? Just kidding. These are people who install and repair elevators, and they earn a median income of $79,780. But you will need a 4-year apprenticeship program, which is usually sponsored by either a contractor, a union, or an industry association. And you will need a high school diploma and some on-site training, which you will get when you get the job. You will also need a license to operate in 35 states. And fun fact, Otis, one of the most popular elevator companies, is actually owned by one of the companies who I have stocks with, which is UTX or United Technologies. And number 7, imagine somebody comes up to you at a party and asks what you do for a living, and you respond, I'm a powerhouse substrain and electrical and electronic repairer. All right then. So these guys earn an annual median wage of $80,200, and they specialize in inspecting, maintaining, and repairing electrical equipment of the power stations. To become one though is not particularly easy because you do need a high school diploma, and a lot of employers do want to see some courses in electronics, whether that's from a community college or from a tech school, and you will usually start out as an electrician to get some experience first. But CNBC actually did a profile about 2 weeks ago about exactly this guy, and he's earning $220,000 per year. Just imagine earning almost 20 grand a month without a college degree. If I was a college student, I'd be pretty upset about that. Obviously, it depends on the area and the demand, but still, crazy. And number 6, detective or criminal investigators. Do you guys remember that show, CSI? Basically what this is. I still binge watch that show if I find it online somewhere. Do you guys remember the guy that narrated it, his voice?
They never found the body, but they found clues leading to them solving the investigation.
That was creepy, but I always thought that you needed a college degree for this, but all you need is a high school diploma, though some agencies do require you to have some college, that's my Russian, college coursework prep just to get started, but you could probably get it while on the job as well. Median salary of $81,920. Amazing. These guys are awesome. And number 5, commercial pilot. Come on, this has to be a dream job for every kid at one point or another, right? It was for me. In fact, if I had my citizenship when I was in high school and applying to US Air Force academies, my life today would be so different. But they didn't allow any Ruskies to enter. No Russians. I'm the pepper to the salt. You actually can get your pilot's license, which is not that hard to get. You just have to have a little bit of money to go through flight school, which you can do at an FAA approved flight instructor school, and then get your pilot's license to become a pilot with a median salary of $82,240. Incredible. Man, I would love a job at Boeing or like Lockheed Martin. That'd be crazy. And number 4, power distributors and dispatchers. These guys are kind of similar to the power plant operators, except instead of operating the machinery, these guys control the flow of electricity by maintaining the transformers, the converters, and the circuit breakers. And you only need a high school diploma as well as a certification from the North American Electric Reliability Corporation's System Operator Certification Program, or NERSCOPS. Worth it though, because their median income is $86,410 a year. And number 3, first line supervisors of the police. These include your captains, your patrol sergeants, and true story, one of my best friends, he is a police officer here in the Vegas area, earning more than 6 figures a year with no college degree whatsoever. He's absolutely loving it. Amazing benefits, amazing pension plan, and the median income is $89,030. Yes, a little dangerous, but I think worth it. Definitely top 3. Number 2, nuclear power plant operators. True story, I've got a friend from high school who's doing this. The median income is $94,350, but my friend is earning a lot more than that. These guys control the control rods that generates the electricity. They monitor the turbines and the cooling systems to go along with it to prevent Chernobyl from happening again. Definitely go watch that series if you haven't. Really, really good. All you need is a high school diploma and lots of on-the-job training where you will eventually prepare for a licensed exam. And the number 1 job on this list that tops out all the other jobs in terms of income is transportation, storage, and distribution managers. Probably the least glamorous job on this entire list. These guys manage shipping goods in a way that makes the most sense. These guys plan and coordinate how to manage inventory, and I always thought this was an automated process, but apparently supply chains are an extremely complex manual process, and I imagine Amazon employs quite a lot of these people. If you guys have a high school diploma and 5 years of work-related experience, you can land this job and earn yourself $94,730, and that is $47 roughly per hour. Crazy. Now, some of these jobs will inevitably be easier to access depending on your location. Some of these jobs are going to appeal to you more so than others. But above all, the one thing I don't want you to do is submit 1,000 applications to 1,000 different places thinking that someday, if you submit enough applications, you're just going to land a better career. That is not how it works. You must know somebody like that. Maybe you're like that, where you just keep submitting jobs and keep wondering, how do my friends land these like $30 an hour jobs? They must know somebody. That's not how it works. The only excuse you really have is if you're like me and maybe you live in a town like Las Vegas where actually getting a good job may depend on who you know, but it doesn't have to be that way. And of course, these jobs are gonna require some preparation. They're going to take a little bit of your money and a little bit of your time, from 6 months to a year or 2 years, but take that time, learn that skill, get that certification or that license, and start earning a ton of money. So pick one of these from the list and stick with it. If you're looking at this list and you're like, Andre, I don't wanna do any of this stuff. This doesn't appeal to me. I don't wanna be any of these things. Just remember, your career and your job does not define who you are. The way that you make money will always change. It's always fluid as life goes on. I've held so many jobs that I thought I was going to keep for the rest of my life, but then life happened. And some of the smartest people I know, their jobs have constantly changed, and they're some of the smartest and most successful people I have ever met. And some people will even tell you, don't ever prioritize money as the sole driving force, which I 100% disagree with. If you are fortunate enough to have a job that's earning you $75K or $100K or more, cut down on all your costs, try to get a 65% savings rate, suck it up for 5 to 10 years, use the excess that you're earning from those jobs, invest it at least 4% return rate, whether that's with dividend stocks like I'm doing or with real estate or whatever you're comfortable with, and in exactly 10 years, your passive income is gonna be the same as your expenses, at which point you can quit that job and then spend the rest of your life figuring out what you want to do. That is the crossover point that I talk about in my videos, and that's what I want for everybody. If it was me and I could go back and get one of these jobs, I would pick none of them. Actually, I would go into the tech sector and learn how to code. Within a few months to 6 months to a year, going at your own pace, just by learning a coding language and getting certified, you can get hired by some tech company to do some back-end coding and get paid like $80,000 a year starting salary or higher. It's unreal just how accessible tech has become lately. And I did so much research before starting my YouTube channel about what I wanted to do, because if this YouTube thing fails, this is still on the table for me. I actually have a friend who works in the tech sector who's the tech lead for Snapchat, and he said, Andre, give me 2 weeks and I will make you lethal. I don't know what that means, but it makes me feel cool. I do love cybersecurity though, just because you have to think creatively and outside the box, maybe even outside of the coding realm, and even how to extract information from people. But it's a fascinating thing, and I think tech is really where the money is at right now. You can travel anywhere, work from anywhere. As long as you have a laptop, you now have a skill that empowers you to be a an amazing asset to so many companies. So that's what I would consider if I could go back and do it again. No college degree required. Guys, love each and every single one of you. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you all on Friday. Bye-bye.
I've been so caught up in getting my paycheck, I can't even focus. How do we talk when there's nothing that makes sense? I don't even know. So baby, if you're walking out the door, I'll be wasted. I'll be getting drunk like never before until I can't face it. Oh, I don't want your sympathy, I don't need a friend. I just wanna hold you and feel something again. If you're walking out that door, I'll be wasted. I'll be. Lately I've been feeling like I don't recognize myself, yeah. Cause I've been working late nights hoping I can buy some